Hello, yeah, it's me, the guy with the YouTube channel. Today we're doing another review. Today we're going to review a figure I got recently, but I didn't do a box day video on, because I would have given away where I got this figure, and I kind of want to keep it a secret. So anyways, without further ado, here's a figure, Ultraman 80, fall over version. Anyways, joining aside, there's a figure, there's a box. It's a box, it's a web exclusive Ultrac box, so there's no window. But they still put the figure to the side, which kind of makes the box look a little plain, but whatever. I mean, it's just a box. I didn't get the brown shipper with it. I don't care, because I got this figure for really cheap. So, well, I mean, really cheap by the standards of this figure. So yeah, for history, this is an Ultra, so history's going to be a little long. So he appears in 1980 for his own series, Ultraman 80. Had 50 episodes. I don't think he ever appeared again until 2006 for Ultraman Mebius. Then appears again in Mega Monster Battle, Ultra Galaxy Legends, the movie. I think that's been it for the appearances. Anyways, on to detail. This is very brief history. Yeah. So anyways, you can see the detail. If we can get, there we go. See, detail, it's Ultrac detail. It's pretty simple. There's a kind of unique looking pattern on his boots, different from other Ultras, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Boots are silver. They got two red lines. You can see sculpted where the boots end. Right here, this red thing going down is kind of sloppy, as you can see. A lot of the paint on this figure is kind of sloppy in some places. We got the belt buckle, which is all silver, which is an inaccuracy because, well, and there were two different designs for the belt buckle. There's the Showa and then the version on the suit that is still being used today. The Showa was silver, but the cross in the center is gold. And then the modern suit, the whole belt buckle is gold, and the cross in the center is silver. So that's kind of an inaccuracy, but whatever, I'll let it pass. Then you got the color timer, which is very sloppy, I must say. And it might not look as sloppy as it does on camera, but believe me, in person, this thing is very sloppy. Also, it is very loose in there, so I have to put paper in there. But yeah, the fists, they're not sculpted like Tiga's, where you can see like the knuckles coming through the glove, but they do have very nice glove-like detailing and seams and stitches to look like gloves. His red bits here, which, it might not look like it on camera, but they really went overboard with the red shading on this, because there is some shading on this figure for the red parts. On the back, there's not a whole lot to say. And then we got the head, which has a very unique head sculpt. It has a very unique mouth design, the ears, gigantic head fin, the nose. Nothing on the back of the head. And for some reason, the zipper does not go up to the back of his neck. I'm pretty sure the Showa suit had that. So, yeah. Detail, it's standard Ultrac detail. Very nice. I mean, it's pretty much on par with the standard Ultra Hero figures. So for articulation, this is Ultrac, people. So the top of the head, rather than being on a ball joint peg like Tiga's, the top part of the head is actually a full-on ball joint, so it can go side to side, all around, forward and backward. The lower part is also a ball joint. I mean, can't really look up that much, though. Kind of a disappointing thing. Shoulders are ball joints, creaky as ever, and, they move out. Then there's a hinge on the actual part of the shoulder, which moves just in and out. Swivel, technically acting as a bicep swivel, though Hikari is the only Ultra to have a true bicep swivel. We got double hinged elbows. Hands use the Tamashi style ball joint peg system, where there's a swivel at the base of the hand, then a hinge, and the hand itself is connected on a ball joint, but it pretty much acts as a swivel, which allows you to change the direction that the hinge moves. Very complicated, actually, when you think about it. Upper torso has a horrible range of motion. It moves like that far back, that far down. I mean, it can get a good amount to the side, yeah, and will not rotate at all. So a lot of the torso articulation is relying on the lower waist joint, which is kind of bad because, I mean, if you want to get him to look down with the waist a lot, you gotta do that, and that can scuff away the paint on the belt buckle. So, hooray, horrible job there, Bandai. And we got ball joint legs, which of all the Ultracs I have is the only one that doesn't have creaky legs, but yeah, they move that much forward initially, and of course pull down on them. You can get about that high, and they can go in and out and all that. They're ball joints. And there's a swivel, double hinge knees, swivel in the upper part of the ankle joint, and I can't really tell if you can see, it might be a little glare because he's pretty much silver. Hinge in the middle part, and then a pivot in the lower part for the ankle joint. This is how you do ankle joints, people. Then we got a hinge in the toes, so a lot of articulation. Now on to, oh, he's actually standing. Now on to accessories. First off, he comes with hands, 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 hand, oh wait, no. So the first set of hands he comes with is chopping hands, standard for any Ultract. Sorry if the lighting is bad in this review. It's kind of bright out right now. Really sunny day out. I don't know why I'm outside. But anyways, yeah, we got hands. You know, they have nice glove-like sculpting and wrinkles, as you can see. Focus. There we kind of go. Wants to focus on 80. You get the idea. They look like gloves. We also get these. Can you tell a difference between this and the chop hand? No, you can't really. These are fighting pose hands. These hands are actually repacks of hands that came with the original Ultraman Tiga. Kind of weird they would include original run Ultract accessories here, but you know, they're cool. I mean, they look a little better than the fight pose hands. I mean, the really only difference is that their thumb is bent in and they don't have as much wrinkles in them. Yeah, we also get the standard open hands. I think Ultraman Leo, the original version, is the only one not to have open hands. And we get this hand. We'll go a little more in depth with this hand later. So yeah, that's for the hands. And to swap them out, you just grab as close to the hand joint as possible, then pull. Make sure you're applying all pressure to the hand. Then you just take your desired hand. We'll take this one because it ties in with an accessory. And you just, whoa. And you just put it on. And you got to make sure that you're applying all the pressure on the hand and not the joint. So yeah. And now he has this hand, which is gargantuanly oversized. But when you have one of the accessories that it's meant to go with on, it doesn't look as bad. So of course he comes with a color timer. You know, it's red. To get it out, you just take the blue one out. And, oh, well, as you can see, there's a little piece of paper in there, which I have in there, so that the blue one can stay in because of how loose it is. But yeah, you just put in, there you go, color timer. The blue one is probably going to be loose now. Let me see here. That's not going in. Yeah, the color timer is keyed. Oh, geez, I just dropped it. As you can see, the bottom of it is flat, so you got to be careful with how you put it in. Yeah, like that. There you go. I'm just going to get the hands out of here. We also get the obligatory accessory stand piece, but this is ridiculously hard to get the actual back part out, as you can see right there. Like, this thing will not come out regardless. So, no accessory stand piece. Anyways, for accessories, we get the Saxium Ray. As you can see, it's the Saxium Ray. Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty nice. It's actually, this is actually a reuse of the sculpt for the original wide shot that came with the first version of Ultra 7. So that's why it's got all the holes in it, which I prefer this older sculpt of finishing beam to the one that we get with Ultrax nowadays, like with Tiga. If you saw his Zeppelion Ray, it just had a very rough textured sculpt to it. I prefer this, just with all of the lines and the holes in it. It looks more accurate. But anyways, we got this little burst effect, and we got a fight pose hand molded into it, which this is the only thing making it different from the Ultra 7 wide shot effect. So yeah, there you go. Saxium Ray. What else we got? We got the buckle beam. To get this in, you gotta take the belt buckle out, although it's very hard to get out. So what I like to do is take a little bit of blue tack, dab it onto his belt buckle, then pull the buckle out, and then put the buckle beam in. But as you can see, it's ridiculously tiny. And honestly, if you had this on display, if you had them on display with this, and someone came in to see your figures and had no idea who Ultraman is, let alone Ultraman 80, they would probably walk in, look at this, and say, "Why is that Power Ranger shooting blue ice out of his crotch?" Anyways, finally, he comes with an Ultra Ray Lance, or I don't know what this thing is called, but it's his lance throwing attack thing. Anyways, to get it, and as you can see, it's got some pretty nice detail. It's pretty simple, and it's blue. So and you just gotta basically force it into this hand, and then there you go. Throw his lance attack. Sure. Yeah, there you go. Just get that out and put on a normal hand. Why did I not show what the other effect parts look like on? Because time limits. Anyways, now we're going to kind of rush a little bit for this last part of the review, so can we get him to stand? No, we can't, so we're just going to hold him up. So for sizing, this is one of the very rare instances where I actually have a kaiju that an Ultra fought. I know. Baltan 5. Yeah, this is a pretty good sizing, I would say. I think Baltan 5 needs to be a little taller, but they were about this height when they were fighting each other. Now, of course, here is our Lord and Savior, Master Wu. Wu's a little undersized, but that is nothing on Wu's fault. Here's the Ultract Yulian, and yeah, these two are obviously meant to go together, so they size up well together. Here's an older Ultract body mold, Ultraman Leo, and yeah, I think this is about accurate. I think they're about the same height. I don't know how tall they are in meters. And yeah, here's a Showa Godzilla for Showa, because Showa, Godzilla 75. And yeah, again, this is about accurate. I think 80's a little over 50 meters. Yeah, I think 80's actually just at 50 meters, so this is inaccurate. And then finally, here is an SH Monster Arts Godzilla 1995 Rebirth version. Again, this would only work if you were going for an Ultra that's over 50 meters and a Godzilla that's 50 meters. One more sizing here. NECA 6-inch Godzilla 2014. As you can see, he has blue on him now because I tried to give him a blue dry brush. I don't really think it worked out that well. But yeah, either way, here he is nonetheless. And yeah, again, this is horribly inaccurate. But this is just to show you what he looks like next to what 80 looks like, next to a very standard figure. So anyways, now on to the final part of the review, history of the figure and pricing. This figure was originally released last year by Bandai Tamashii Nations as a web exclusive, which pretty much just means just give us extra money for our figure. That's essentially what web exclusive means. Actually, that's what Tamashii Web Shoten translates to, give us extra money. And yeah, and after that, he's gotten very rare. Whoa, I just bumped the camera. Him and Yulian are now scalped the hell out of. So yeah, and I got this for a very good deal. I'm not going to say what or where I got him from, because that's kind of a secret. I mean, it may or may not have been where Yulian came from, but I cannot confirm or deny where this guy came from. Yeah, now I'm going to do what I did for the Tiger review and fit some pictures of the figure in. So anyways, Shimamajamo means I accidentally ate the whole thing.